this through with me. Let me know your mind. Whoa, what I want to know is, are you kind?
Howdy, brothers and sisters out there in YouTube land. This here's Grateful Panic, and I'm back. So stick around, guys, and see what I have in store for you. What we're doing today is a little bit of a Blade Show recap, and I'm not going to do a what am I carrying today segment. I'm not going to do a panic dump because most of what I was carrying today I actually picked up at Blade Show, so that would kind of spoil the video. But I will do a little what am I drinking segment, and tonight I'm drinking on a little River Rat Brewery astronaut sauce, and it's a really tasty New England style IPA. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna give a little recap of my experience at Blade Show. I'm gonna show you guys what I picked up at Blade Show, and I didn't shoot any video, but I'll throw some stills in this video. It's kind of gonna follow up. I'll show you the knife that I bought and then give you a still of me and the knife maker or the owner of the company. And so the negative side of things is you're gonna have to see my ugly mug. So let's go ahead and get on into that, guys. I'm gonna kind of give you a chronological order of my snags, and like I said, immediately following me showing you the knife, I'll post a still of me and, you know, the maker or owner of the company or whatever. But that's the best I can do since, and honestly guys, this was my first Blade Show, so I was kind of like a kitten in a room full of butterflies. I didn't know which direction to go. I mean, it was like knife, knife, knife. Oh, there's a knife over there. Oh, knife over there. So I feel like next year I'll be, you know, a whole lot more prepared and I'll shoot a bit of video. So for now, you'll have to settle for some stills, which, like I said, include my ugly mug. So we showed up at Blade Show the first day, Friday, and this is kind of a funny story. Like I said, I've never been to Blade Show before. Mrs. Panic's never been to Blade Show before, and the first room you go into after you, which we had bought our tickets online, so we had to go will call, and they scanned it, gave us our bracelet. Well, the first there, you know, immediately when you turn around, there's a big welcome sign, and you walk into this room, and we're like, whoa, this is awesome. Like, there's so many knives here, so many companies here, and we walk all around, and we're looking at the floor map, and we're really confused because, you know, there were certain people that I was there to see and meet, and we couldn't find them anywhere. We're walking all around this room, so we get to the end, and, you know, we've been there for like hour and a half, 2 hours walking around, and I was like, you know what, let's get us a beer. So we go get a beer, and the guy that's selling the beer says, are you guys having a good time? We're like, yeah, we're having a great time. He said, have you been to the main room yet? We're like, there's another room? He was like, oh, like, this doesn't compare. You won't believe it. And he was right. We walked into the main room, and I almost fell to the floor. Like, it was absolutely amazing. So we walk around, and as we're walking down one aisle, I look over, and I saw the Bradford booth, and I was like, we got to stop here. So we stop, and there's this lady that's, and you know what? Let me give you guys something to look at, because you're just staring at my board with me running my mouth, and there's absolutely no knife on the table. So here you go. Here's some pretty things to look at. Get the Bull Buster out there, the Northwoods Barlow. We got to make it all, what's the word? Symmetrical and beautiful and stuff. But there's a PM2. Anyway, so we're walking around. We passed a Bradford booth, and I said, we've got to go to the Bradford booth. So we go around. There's a lady standing at the counter, and she just starts going on, and not in a bad way, but about, here, let me flip a knife, about how Brad Larkin, of, the creator of Bradford Knives, loves this model. This is his favorite model, and that it happened to be the model I had picked up and was checking out, which is the Guardian 3.5. And she's going on and on about, the inspiration behind the knife, why Brad liked it so much. And I mean, just, you could tell she was honestly excited about what she was doing. So we leave and we walk around a few more hours, and my wife's like, what do you want to do next? I said, you know what I really want to do is go by the Bradford booth. And she said, I knew you were going to say that. So we went back, and the lady steady talking, just going on and on about, and it was great. It was the inspiration behind the knife. She really gave a lot of heart and soul into the knife. And I honestly thought she was, just some random woman that Brad Larkin had hired to, kind of work his booth and, make sales or whatever. Turns out it was his wife. And I'm going to tell you what, guys, Brad and his wife are both just balls of energy. They are absolutely just pumped about their jobs. They're so excited about knives and what they do. And that was very, very refreshing to see. So my first purchase was the Bradford Guardian 3.5 in Nimbus finish and the green. And I didn't go total OD green this time, guys. We got the green camo linen micarta scales. So let you guys take a look at me and the mighty Brad Larkin. So that was pretty much it for Friday as far as purchases. And I kind of had this whole goal. I wasn't going to spend everything I had to spend on the first day, because I was so scared that I would buy something and then immediately after see something similar that was better that I wanted to buy. So that was it for Friday. And in between Friday and Saturday, we were discussing some booths and tables that we wanted to revisit, and one of them was the Freeman booth, because ever since Brother JR let me borrow his Freeman 451 button lock flipper, I've been absolutely in love with it. And I had gone by the booth on Friday, played with one, and I said, you know what? If this one is here tomorrow, I'm buying it. And it was the model with the green, the OD green G10 inlay, because as you know, green is my favorite color. Anyway, so I swore if I went by there on Saturday, and it was there, I was buying it. So the next knife purchased was the Freeman 451 button lock flipper with the OD green inlay in G10. Let's get this out of the way. So let's take a look at me and the awesome, absolutely amazing Jeff Freeman. Really cool dude. Really excited about what he does. So check this out. All right, so those were my two main purchases. Those were in a list of knives that I was looking to purchase, and if the mood was right, I was gonna buy them, and the mood was right, so I bought them. The next couple are just kind of out of the blue. Well, not really out of the blue. You meet somebody, you click with them, you click with their product, and you end up buying it. And the next one is on Friday when we were walking around the small room. We ran across Reagan Lee's table, and I mean, she had some beautiful knives, and my wife was immediately drawn to her. Kind of that Rosie the Riveter woman solidarity, and not in a bad way, just taking an empowerment in the fact that she was a young female knife maker, and she was, I mean, blowing it out of the water. Like, she was knocking it out of the park. Her knives were absolutely beautiful. So um, immediately after leaving the big room, I said, you know what, let's go by Reagan's table. Let's take a look at her knives and, talk to her and whatever. So we go up, we're talking, and I'm eyeballing this knife, and my Mrs. Panic's favorite color is green, and I'm eyeballing this Jade G10, very, very small, like perfect EDC size fixed blade with JG10 scales. And Reagan says, I pick it up, and she says, you know what, that's my favorite knife, and I cannot believe it hasn't sold. And I said, you know what, it's about to, because I'm buying it. And so we picked up Mrs. Panic's very first custom blade, which is this beautiful, beautiful little fixed blade by Reagan Lee. And I'm going to tell you what, guys, I mean, and she made that Kydex. That Kydex is ridiculous, man. That retention is just stupid. But she has a bright future in the knife making world, because she's got some serious talent. So definitely check her out. And everything I show you, I need to put this up here. Everything I show you, there's going to be links in the description below, so you can go check it out. So go ahead and take a look at Mrs. Panic and Reagan Lee of Raegan Lee Knives. So later on Saturday, after we had bought the knife from Miss Lee, we're walking around, and my wife says, where would you like to go? I said, let's hit the Kaiser booth again, because I'm going to be honest, guys, Kaiser had the coolest booth of any of the production companies. I mean, it was basically an open booth. You just walk in, you pick up the knives and play with them, do whatever. And on top of that, they had a 30% off sale. So I'm just going through, kind of picking up Kaisers that I had wanted to get in hand and try out, like the Megatherium, Sheepdog, things I had never really held before. And my wife knew Mrs. Panic. You guys all know the great Mrs. Panic. She is absolutely marvelous. Anyway, she has known for a while that I've been wanting a Kaiser Roach designed by Matt Degnan, just because the whole story behind it. Well, I mean, not just because of that. I've always thought it was just an awesome looking knife, but then he's got this cool story where the knives he designed, or he designs, are named after friends of his, and apparently this one is named after a friend of his that always used to, like, everywhere he would go, he would draw this little Roach drawing, so they called him Roach. So Matt Degnan designed this knife, in honor of his friend. And I've always thought it was a killer knife. So whilst my back was turned, Mrs. Panic bought me a Kaiser Roach, and so far I absolutely love this knife. It's great ergos, big slicey blade, and I can see myself using this a lot in the kitchen. But yeah, it's totally killer knife. And there's no still for this because it was the Kaiser booth. There really wasn't anybody to meet. They had some salesmen. There was a language barrier. It was just a whole thing. But with the 30% discount, we got a really cool deal on the Kaiser Roach, and I am in love with it. So, um, towards the end of Friday, because we only went, towards the end of Saturday, because we only went Friday and Saturday. We didn't do the whole 3-day thing because we had to get back here to South Carolina. Um, I was pondering just one last purchase, and both days while we were, kind of walking through, we ran across this table. Um, this guy was, it's Stonys, um, custom designs, and the guy looked familiar. So, I walked up and realized he's actually Tony Rode from the Tournament of Champions on Forged in Fire. He was the winner, the champion of the blacksmith. Um, the champion on the blacksmith episode, and he was just a super cool dude, like just really down to earth, really engaging. Wanted to talk about his knives, um, tell you the inspiration behind each knife, tell you the material. He just really cool guy. His wife was also working the booth, and she was really cool, just really nice lady. It was a really good experience, and so on the towards the end of Saturday, I was like, you know what, I want to make one final purchase, and I want to go support this guy. That's just, I mean, an awesome dude. Uh, you can tell he's passionate about what he does. So I ended up getting a custom fixed blade by Tony Rode of Stonys Custom Designs, and so far I absolutely love this knife. I hadn't really carried it yet, but just it feels great in hand. Just a really cool slicey skinning knife. Got a full flat grind, and it's cool in another way because this is my first custom forged knife. This is actually forged. It's not cut from bar stock, so that was really cool for me, and I got a really great price on it. And like I said, Tony is a gentleman and a scholar, really cool dude, just really cool to talk to. So that was my final purchase. Try and make this where it won't blind you. That was my final purchase at Blade Show. And so here's a still of myself and Tony Rode. So be prepared, guys. My ugly mug. So I had a great time at Blade Show. I saw a lot of cool knives, met a lot of cool people, a lot of cool knife makers. I mean, it was kind of a out of body experience. And honestly, the coolest thing to me was meeting people that I interact with on the internet, on Facebook, through YouTube. That was just that thrilled me to death. Mrs. Panic actually asked me when we were coming home. She was like, what was your favorite part of Blade Show?" And honestly, I looked at her and just frankly said, meeting the Facebook people, meeting the people that I interact with. That was what thrilled me to death. And and this is in no particular order, but I got the opportunity to meet Doc from Holiday Leatherworks. I got the opportunity to meet the big man himself, Jimmy Slash and Mrs. Slash, and both both of them are just, they're awesome people. Just really, really, just super genuine, super nice, just really awesome people. Um, and I got the opportunity to meet David from Blade Banner, and as I've said before, like, David's my hero. Like, he is awesome. Uh, I don't know where he finds the 30 seconds a day to sleep, but he is definitely a he's a pioneer. He is a um what's the word? He's a full-fledged activist for the knife community. Like, he does so much for the knife community that you guys don't even know. Um, and just like I said, really, really great guy. He was working the QSP booth, um, and I had no idea until I messaged him, and I was like, "Hey, man, if are you at Blade? Because I'd really love to meet you." And he was like, "Yeah, I'm working the QSP booth." And so we went and met him there and had a great talk, great motivational, put things in perspective type conversation, and I really appreciated that. And he's part of what lit the fire under my booty to get back in here and make some videos. So thank you, David. Thank you, Josh, and thank you, Doc. It was great meeting all you guys. And I did happen to, after David told me he was there, I did happen to catch sight of Nick Shabazz, but I won't expound on that. And also, I heard, well, didn't hear, I saw photographic evidence that Doug Marcato was there, but I didn't get to meet him. But for you guys that have stuck around until the end, as kind of my way of saying thank you for your support, I'm gonna do a little giveaway, and it really kind of touched my heart. I had some things going on, and just a butt ton of work at my job, and working a lot of hours, and I didn't have time to make videos. Really didn't have time to um, be very active on social media, and there were so many people that reached out and said, "Hey, man, is everything okay? We miss you." And man, I appreciate the crap out of that. That's whoa, like the big reason that this hobby is so appealing, because of the people. And I'm gonna tell you what, yeah, there were some dirt bags. I mean, you're gonna meet those pretty much anywhere, but I'm gonna tell you what, the people at Blade Show, for the most part, and I'm gonna say for the 99% part, were some of the most just genuine, um, polite, just, "Hey, man, there's a big line, but you go ahead of me." I mean, it was just a bunch of really good people. And so I'm definitely gonna say that my first Blade Show experience was very, very positive, and I enjoyed the crap out of it. But as far as the giveaway goes, I am going to post two pictures of some makers that I was not able to buy knives from, but really wanted to meet and really wanted to get a picture of. And in order to be entered into this giveaway, you have to comment naming both of those makers. And as you know, when you comment, I'll go through the comments way before the drawing, and I will give each of you a number. And I'm gonna let this drawing go till Friday, which is, if I can see, because my eyesight's going. Today's Tuesday, which is the 11th. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is the 14th. So there you go. Friday the 14th. I'm going to let this giveaway go until then. And the prizes are, it's just a little bit of swag from Blade Show. We're going to give away a Smoky Mountain Knife Works polishing cloth. We're gonna give away a Mikkel Williamson sticker. Gonna do a Dead Crow Customs sticker, and these guys make some killer knives. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Let's see. As far as stickers go, we'll go give away a Heretic Knives sticker. Gonna go ahead and give a Cami Sharpener sticker away. We'll do a LT Wright Knives Velcro patch and a Kaiser keychain. And you know what? Just to up the ante, let's go ahead and give away a knife. And we are gonna give away the QSP Phoenix and D2 steel and reverse Tanto blade. And this is, in my opinion, it's a really attractive knife. It's tip up, left hand, right hand, and it's got the little spacer to fill in the void when you change the clip around. Nice satin polish with some black coating on the flats. It's a high flat grind, D2 steel, G2 stainless steel liners. Really killer knife, in my opinion. It runs on bearings. So that's going to be the knife we're giving away. And like I said, there's going to be 2 stills that I post directly after this. And it's not like a big time quiz. I mean, it's obvious knife makers. If all you have to do to enter the giveaway is name the 2 knife makers, and like I said, I'll give you a number, and then at the drawing I'll plug your numbers in and we'll see who the winner is. So thank you guys for watching. Like I said, I enjoyed the crap out of my time at Blade Show. I had a really good time, met a lot of really cool people, and I wish you all could have been there because I would have loved to meet each and every one of you. And so this is Grateful Panic signing off. And remember, guys, stay alert, stay alive, and hey, how about do something nice for somebody today? Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
Think this through with me.